All right, so we're going to write slope-intercept form of a line that passes through 2, 1, and the slope of 3. Okay, so actually we're not doing slope-intercept. I don't know why I wrote slope-intercept. It should be point slope. No, slope-intercept. Yeah. So write slope-intercept form of a line that passes through 2, 1, and the slope of 3. So slope-intercept form is this: y equals mx plus b. Okay, this is the slope, and this right here is the y-intercept. That's all you have to find to write this formula, because y stays y and x stays x. So first we have to find the slope. It was given to us. Perfect. So now I know the slope is 3. Now we have to find b. Now the way that you find b is you put in everything in the equation they gave you. They gave you a slope, they gave you an x, and they gave you a y. This is x and this is y, just in case you don't know. So I'm going to write this formula again, but including all these and leaving b by itself. So it says y, which is 1, equals 3, which is the slope, times x, which is 2, plus b. So we're going to multiply 3 times 2, so it equals 1 equals 6. If you wonder where I got the 6, I multiply these two, plus b. Then you subtract 6 on both sides, and you're left with...
I need Luca Ruiz Romero to the front office, please. Luca Ruiz Romero to the front office.
If you subtract 6 on both sides, you're going to get b. Okay, so negative 5 equals b. So now that you know what b is, so now that I know what b is, I'm going to replace this with what b is, and it's going to be negative 5. And this is my answer. Y equals 3x minus 5. So now I have a slope-intercept form of a line that passes through 3 and that goes through 2, 1. Because I put in 2 and the answer needs to be 1. So the only b that gives you that answer is negative 5. All right, so let's go to the next one. So here, they don't give you the slope. Write an equation of a line that passes through both 3, 1 and 2, 4. So now, they did not give you the slope. You have to find the slope. So now you have to do 1 minus 4 over 3 minus 2. Okay? Now if you're wondering what that is, it's y minus y over x minus x. In this form, I did 1, 2, 1, 2. You could also do 2, 1, 2, 1. That's fine. So this comes out to negative 3 over 1, which comes out to negative 3 as the slope. So now I have the slope. So we have the same situation we had before. No, Mr. Castro, you have 2 points. That doesn't matter. That helped me find the slope. And now I just have to choose one to find the y-intercept. So I'm going to choose this one. Okay? So remember, this is x and this is y. The equation I'm going to write is y equals mx plus b. Okay, right now we have the slope. This is the slope. That's x and that's y. So y is 4 equals the slope, negative 3, times the x, which is 2, plus b. So this multiplies. So 4 equals negative 6 plus b. How do you solve for this? You add 6 to both sides. 10 equals b. So now I have the y-intercept and the slope. That's all I need to write this equation. Y equals the slope, negative 3x, then the y-intercept, plus 10. This is an equation that goes through both this number and that number. There you go. Very, very easy. Next. So this is write a point slope equation that passes through 3, negative 2, and a slope of 1, 4. So the point slope formula is slightly different. It is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So this y and this x stay like that in the equation. The numbers that you're putting in are the slope, the y1, and the x1. So I'm going to write in red what's not going to change. So this is not going to change. Equal sign is not going to change. The parentheses is not going to change, and the x is not going to change. Now remember, this formula has a minus sign in it. Okay? Now those could change depending on what number I'm putting in. So the x I'm putting in is 3. Okay? So I'm putting in 3 right here. Okay? So nothing changed. But this one I'm putting in a negative 2. So that's going to cause this to be y plus 2. And the slope is 1/4, so that goes right here where m is. And that's it. This is the equation of point slope when you're given a point and a slope. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to go to here. See if I can scroll this up enough. So this is, right, y minus 1 equals negative 2 over 5, x minus 5 in standard form. So we're gonna be doing this in standard form. Now standard form is ax plus b, well, capital letter B, sorry. Capital B, y equals c. Okay? So I have to write this formula like this. So the first thing, I don't see any parentheses. So we have to do the distributive property to get rid of the parentheses. So now I have y minus 1 equals, I'm going to distribute this. So it's going to be negative 2 over 5x. So that was me multiplying with x. Then plus 2. Okay, that's 2 over 5 times 5. Now remember, I'm multiplying with 5, but I'm also dividing by 5, so it's going to cancel. So now this is what I'm left with. Now the thing is, in standard form, you don't want to leave any fractions anywhere. So what's going to happen is I have to multiply everything in the problem by the denominator so that there's no fractions. So 5 is going to multiply with everything on both sides. So now it's going to end up to be 5y minus 5 equals negative 2x plus 10. Once this is done, your goal is to make everything look like this now. So x goes first. So we're going to have to move this x right here to this side, the front of the equation, which causes it to be positive 2x. So I'm not going to write plus 2x, but it becomes a positive 2x because it crosses the equal sign. Okay? Then I need the y underneath. Now here's the y, 5y. It's a positive 5y, so I'm going to write plus 5y. That's all I want on this side of the equation. Now on that side of the equation, you're going to have a 10 and you're going to have a minus 5. So the minus 5 is moving to this side, which causes it to be also a plus 5. So now you're left with a 10 plus 5, and that makes it 15. So here's the full equation already done, but I'll write it over here so you can see it clearly. 2x plus 5y equals 15. This is written in standard form. The original equation written in standard form. All right, let's go over here. All right. So now we're going to be writing this in slope intercept form. So now we're going to convert this into slope intercept form. So slope intercept form, if you remember, is y equals mx plus b. It looks like I stopped writing the question, but that's what it says. Promise. So we're converting this into slope intercept form. So again, in slope intercept form, there are no parentheses. So you have to do the distributive property first. So you're left with y plus 3 equals 3 over 2x plus 3 over 2. All right? Now, we're left with a minus 3 on this side. So we're going to subtract 3 on both sides. We're left with a plus 3 over here. All I have to do is leave y by itself. And we have slope intercept form. So y by itself, so y is by itself. How did I do that? I subtracted 3 on this side and subtracted 3 on that side. So we're left with 3 over 2x. Now, I'm going to convert this into a fraction. 6 over 2. 6 over 2 is the same thing as 3. So now we can subtract the top numbers. 3 minus 6, that's negative 3. So now this becomes 3 over 2, and that is it. 3 over 2x minus 3 over 2. This is written in slope intercept form. All right, next. Here we go. Write an equation in slope intercept form that passes through this point, but is parallel to this. Now, parallel means they have the exact same slope. They're increasing at the exact same rate. So if they're parallel, they have the same slope. So here we go. All I need is that slope. So now I know what the slope is. Slope is 2. Am I using this for anything else? Nope. Not at all. Now I have a point. So I know the slope and I have a point. Well, I'm going to write this again. Y equals mx plus b. I know what y is. Look, I have a y and an x right here. I don't need this anymore. I'm going to grab the y from there, so that's 5. The m, I got the slope that I wanted, 2. X is going to be negative 3, and that's adding b. So all I use this for, because I need to make something parallel to this. If it's parallel, it has the same exact slope. So this is going to be 5 equals negative 6 plus b. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. This is going to be 11 equals b. So now that I have b and I have the slope, I can write it in slope intercept form, which is y equals the slope, x, and the y-intercept. That's why it's called slope intercept form. Very simple. This line is parallel to that one because they have the same slope and they have different y-intercepts. So they start in different spots, but they go up at the same rate, so they never touch. Here we go. Oh, I don't have to go that way, I have to go up. There we go. Here. So, for this one, I'm writing an equation in slope-intercept form that passes through negative 4, 6, and is perpendicular to this one. So perpendicular is the exact opposite slope. Perpendicular means they're intersecting at 90 degrees, which means if one's going this way, the other one has to be this way. If one of them is positive, the other one's going to end up to be negative. Okay, now I'm part of the X-Men or something like that. That looked weird. Okay, so now we're going to go to this. So this is not in slope-intercept form, so I don't directly get the slope from this. I have to leave y by itself. So what I'm going to do is move 2x to the other side. So now I'm left with 3y equals negative 2x plus 12. Remember what happens when you move a number to the other side of the equal sign. Then I'm going to divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. So now I have the slope. The slope is negative 2 over 3. So the slope of the original is negative 2 over 3. Our slope that we're going to use, I'm going to put it in red, our perpendicular slope, because that's all I need, is the exact opposite. So not only is it going to be positive, is also going to reverse the rise and run. So it's going to be 3 over 2. So that's our new slope. So now I have the slope. They gave me a point. This is going to be very repetitive from the previous lesson. So it's going to be, here's my x, here's my y. I'm putting 6 in the formula. So 6 equals m, which is the slope, 3 over 2 times x, negative 4 plus b. Let's solve for b one more time. This is going to be negative 12 divided by 2. That's negative 6 plus b equals 6. Add 6 to both sides. I'm left with 12 equals b. Now that I know what b is, I can write the equation on the line. Y equals, I know the slope, 3 over 2, x plus 12. This line is perpendicular to this one because it has the opposite slope, and it goes through those points because I put them in this equation and solved for b. And 12 is the only one that gives you the right answer if negative 4 and 6 work. So that's it. That's the work. Good luck.